Welcome to Tucson, Arizona. I'm Randy, and today we'll be unboxing the BAMBU P1S. It's the next step in fun on this channel. As you can see, it's a big box. Oh, I'm so freaking stoked right now. Ooh. One of these sides has my address on it. I don't need to be doxing myself. You don't need to see my ugly mug on here anyway. Hello, pretty. Yep. Might have to rethink this. Oh, you're meant to... Alright. Take those off. Grab that tab, stand up. Yay, spools! Oh my goodness. Oh. Let's see what colors you've got. Alrighty. Orange. Got some orange. These are all PLA basics. Green.
And gray.
Support for PLA, PETG with spool. Use only for support and interface. Huh. Mini boat sealed. Boat model components kit. Ah, so I can start printing a boat. Heck yeah. Let's see. Cool. We put the, just leave that stuff in there. You can put the bubble back in there. Hold on to this. Good heavy duty box for anything I may need to put away. Oh no. I believe
It's made in China.
China. I thought. I wonder if my other spool comes separately, because I ordered some ABS also, so I wonder if it shipped separately. So, your start book on top. Oh, I'm so freaking stoked, because I got a buddy that's got 4 different printers. He's got 3 of the X1C and then 1 of these bad boys, so if I need any help learning how to do everything, I have my own support system locally. Man, he's been doing this for years. He's printed all kinds of things. Oh, man, this is so freaking rad. I'm so excited. I ordered this thing Thursday. And it's Saturday. I get home from men's breakfast. And this big beauty is here. Oh, it's so pretty.
Mini motor.
Yeah, it's the kit so I can build a boat. I'm just go ahead and put it back in the... So then everything, the spool kit, is inside the system. Some surfactant. Yeah, buddy. This is so exciting. Now it's got to wait on my other spools to get here. So it comes with that stuff for you to be able to build right away. It's too bad it's Gatorade colors and not Denver Broncos colors that come with it. bit excited, so I'm not taking my time pulling gear out. So there's a bunch of components. There are videos on how to take all this stuff out. I couldn't be bothered. That's like reading instructions. It's packaged very well. I am not disappointed with the security. I might actually have to read some instructions. Oh, yep, there's some screws. I think those are Allen heads. Grab me a set of Allens real quick. Oh man. Hee hee hee. Hee hee hee. It's like Christmas.
The blue square one?
Yeah, that one's good. Grazie. Alrighty. Let's get this road on the show. Why are things dinging at me? I don't care.
Windows.
Yeah. Stupid updates every 10 minutes. Security, security, security. Oh man. Hot dog. Was not expecting this today. Very impromptu video. I was just gonna kind of work on my shop, try to keep cleaning things up and organizing things, and maybe play some video games for a little while.
Ooh, I think I should. Yeah, I should probably keep that in.
Ooh, spool feeding system. Yeah, I was reorganizing some things. My shop has become a disaster of late. Doing different projects and having people move in and out of my friggin' house. So, and then constantly working on different things between the house and the shop, so things keep changing. My background has changed like 7 times in the last couple of months. My channel's still fairly new, and I have not settled on anything. Everything keeps changing, not on purpose. It just kind of happens. But because of all that, lots of things keep changing. And my shop is fallen victim. Been wanting to do some more epoxy work, and my entire area in which I do epoxy is kind of crowded at the moment. So I'm going to do another epoxy table soon. And I just started digging out all the videos from when I was doing my previous epoxy tables. I think I might start editing those together into just a short video, kind of showing some of it, because I didn't record the entire process, unfortunately. But now, got to finish dealing with this guy, get it all set up, hook up and start running programs and everything, get it ready to go, and then I'll start cranking out videos on this. But I'm super freaking excited. I wanted to do a quick video, and as things progress, I'll either edit them into this video or make whole new videos. Oh, yes. Told you guys there'd be a whole nother couple of things in the works, some irons and some fires. And this is one of those next steps in the channel. Start printing up some fun things, learning how to do all this. I've never done it. I'm an idiot. I'm a caveman. My YouTube channel should prove that. But this bad boy, with as much much as I am into RC stuff, helicopters, planes, cars, boats, I'm probably going to start printing off some pretty cool brackets and mounts and things. I've had to hand make some mounts for some big motors and ESCs when I start swapping things out of cars. They weren't necessarily designed to be running bigger Castle Creation motors and ESCs. There's no brackets. If you own a Traxxas car, there is no bracket just readily available for a Castle motor and ESC. The motor bolts in fine, but the ESC just kind of hangs out. So you always have to kind of figure out your own way to clamp them in. So now I'm going to start coming up with some designs on how to hold parts and components, aftermarket parts into cars. Maybe start making some pieces for some 2A, maybe see what happens there. And then just whatever other cool things my crazy ass mind can think of. So thanks for hanging out and checking this out. More videos will be on the way for this thing. I'm super freaking stoked. Let's go, baby. All right, Tucson, Arizona. I am Randy. That guy's been Daniel. Have a good one. All right, so it's been 2 days with the BAMBU P1S. And I have all these things. So it's been really fun messing with it and learning about it. Like I've said in previous videos, I'm a caveman. Technology isn't exactly my bag, but this thing is super friendly to newbies. Pretty self-explanatory once you get everything set up. The instructions are very simple. Handful of screws you got to remove to get the AMS system out if you buy the AMS system with your machine. If you're watching this to buy one, I highly recommend it. It has been so much fun, such a joy. Like, it's making me feel like a little kid every time I print something up. So I've got a handful of things that I've printed up so far, with the 2 colors that come with the machine when you first buy it. I bought some ABS with mine, but I haven't been printing any of this stuff with ABS. I plan on printing other items. But here, got a little angry rhino printed up just because I like rhinos. You know, a little Cubone skull. The knitted alien. This is fantastic. I found this whole little series of knitted things, and my wife loves all of it. So why not have a little alien? That's the machine running right now, if you can hear it. Knitted turtles. I've made her 2 of these now with 2 different shells. So she keeps one in her vehicle. And then that one's for inside. My dog got a hold of it. My new baby Pit got a hold of it. Put a big old chinger in the shell. It took quite a bit before she actually punctured it. And I think this is only like a two wall print. So it can take some abuse. Little Zardy boy. And then the piece de la resistance, my Statue of Liberty, which will now be sitting right here in all of my videos from hereafter. And then my little knockoff Iron Man guy, little 2-tone. This is the first little fully movable little creature that I made. This took a long time. These prints take a while. I've got a buddy that's got a resin printer, and it's a fraction. It's way more mess. It's a lot dirtier. We were talking about this yesterday. He can print soldiers for 40K and whatever other tabletop games him and his buddies play together, which is why he bought it. A couple of his friends have them. And it's a lot of mess and a lot of cleanup, and you get your alcohol baths and all that. But he was sharing me pictures. I was sending him some pics of some of the stuff I've printed up, and he was sending me pics of his stuff. And if you're into miniatures, this isn't the route for you, from what I'm learning. Now, I'm new. I've got 48 hours under my belt. And I've printed some other things that are inside. I'm a Harley guy, so started printing up some Harley logos to hand out to some buddies. Saw this, thought it was fun. I've been watching a lot of Alone lately. Thought this was funny. And even though it's probably mostly useless, I still thought it'd be kind of cool to throw in like a go bag when we go hiking, or just keep it in one of the vehicles for when we do a lot of road trips, a lot of traveling, and you never know. Now, again, I'll probably never use this. It's probably never going to come in handy, but who knows? I carry a Leatherman because you never know. So carry a firearm because you never know. Why not? But it was fun. And, you know, other than just kind of watching this stuff, you set it and you walk away. So I was inside watching TV. I thought that was hilarious. So why not? Let's see. When you first get these, it's got a pre-programmed SD card in it with programs that it wants you to print. So you start printing up tools right away for your machine. So a scraper, so you can scrape any of these builds off of the hotbed without breaking anything. Initially, I didn't think I'd need this. This was like the third or fourth thing I printed. And the print I did right before I printed this wound up being stuck to the table pretty well. And I had to kind of fight it without breaking what I printed. It's kind of a pain, but it's also saved me several times now on a couple of these prints. So I just kind of keep this next to my printer so I can just go in and pop things off on the fly. The next thing, so the very first thing I printed was a little boat. I think they call them benchies. The very first thing I printed when the day I ordered this, when I texted my wife, told her I ordered it, it was, you know, on the way. She got excited and sent me a little gif of a boat. And they have you print these boats. They're pre-formatted. I printed hers. It's in the house. She's, you know, got it set with all of her little things. And I decided I needed a bigger boat. I needed a better boat. So this is a benchy with rotating turret guns like our Navy. So, you know, like you never touch our boats if you watch The Fat Electrician. I decided I needed a big boy boat. So printed up myself a big boy boat. Obviously, I'm an Arizona boy. So I printed up a little outline of Arizona. I found this cool little page that had a ton of, it had all the states and then a couple countries. So yeah, just threw that guy together. Put it up here next to my rock crawler. I think I did some other things. Kind of, there's stuff floating all around my house. I took a bunch of stuff to church yesterday and gave things away. I got these little bitty, you're never going to be able to see it. It's called a donut buddy. It's a little bitty donut with arms and legs. He's leaning back, chilling. I printed up these little bitty aliens. And again, it's kind of small. I'm not going to be able to see it. And sadly, I can't remote zoom on my camera. But I printed up a family of these guys, a little invasion party. And whoever wrote the program for that did little cowboy hats. And my dad's very much a cowboy, always wears a hat. That's what he's known for. So I printed up the cowboy hat with the alien and gave that to him as just a funny little gift. Little like prismatic shaped sea turtle. There's a big theme. We have 3 tortoises. My wife loves turtles. I love turtles. They're really rad. They're funny. They're funny creatures. So I've been printing up a bunch of turtles. Got some stuff now, some prototypes that I'm printing up for VBS. Now that this thing's running, Vacation Bible School. We do it every year at our church. It's always a lot of fun. I always help run the games because I don't see myself as a teacher, although I keep being told I'm pretty good at it. But I like just hanging out with the kids and doing the fun games and little experiments. Last year it was all about the ocean and the sea and all of its animals, and we were talking about like buoyancy. So we were floating eggs, teaching the kids how to make salt water and the difference in regular water, and just making it apply with scripture. So it's a lot of fun. I've made a lot of friends over the years doing it. Actually, my buddy with the resin printer, I met him through VBS because his little girls were coming. So it's a lot of fun. But enough of that. This thing is freaking rad, and I'm loving every second of it. Something I'm learning pretty quickly. I mean, I'm learning all of this on the fly. I knew nothing about any of this. The quality of your material, I'm definitely seeing, even though I did research, so I've bought stuff that's on its way that is BAMBU brand, and the BAMBU brand that comes with it, it's been amazing. It's been flawless. It's never given me an issue. Never had a feeding problem, never had an adhesion problem. Everything looks really smooth, even though I'm just running PLA right now. I have ABS. Again, I'm not printing with it right now, but everything is smooth. There's only ever been a few little, like this has got a few little fuzzes, little hair strands on it. Generally speaking, though, most of this is extremely smooth. Now you've got your coarse side because of my build plate, and then the other side's just got your lines from printing. This is printed from any cubic filament. PLA. I needed more filament in a hurry, So it had nothing to do with cost. It actually was only a little cheaper than Bamboo. And if you buy Bamboo in bulk, it's normally $20 a roll for a kilo of PLA. And if you buy more than, I think it's 4 rolls, it drops down to $15. So you start saving on your shipping right away. So I've got a little over $100. So I've got 7 spools on the way, 8. None of them come on reels, so you'll have to either buy reels, and those are like $8 right now, or print reels. I'm gonna try to print a reel today, and to just see how it works out. I found a file that everyone's raving about, so I'll probably print one. And these Anycubics come on these cardboard reels, and I don't know if that's the problem or if it's just the spooling from their factory that's a problem. But all day today, I had this printing today. It took 8.5 hours. My wife had to come home, or she had to come out once before she went to work, and then she had to come home once again because I had faults. So my phone was going off. That's the other awesome thing about this. I know I'm just kind of bouncing all over the place, but if you don't know anything about these machines, once you link it up with everything and it's all an app on your phone, there's a really cool, I mean, it's like a pseudo like Facebook kind of thing where you can get in there and like chat with other creators and stuff. But there's a boatload of files. So in that case, it's a lot like Etsy. People are just sharing files left and right, and you just go on and see some cool stuff. And if you create something, you can post it in there and share it out and really get it boosted. And there's like competitions and things. Again, I'm still learning. There's a lot I don't know. If you're watching this and you know what all this is, forgive me for being so new to it and only partially informed. Very self-educated, which means very little education on this. But she had to come home and untangle my spool. The first time this stuff kicked off the spool, so I had a few, for all the electricians out there, I had a few assholes. It's what you call when your wire starts binding up into a big loop. So it kept kicking off the spool, and I had these big loops. She sent me pictures of it, clogging it, jamming up the work, so it stopped. The next time I had a problem, a few hours later, and she was able to swing by, it pulled too tight, and the spool section, it actually went down between the edge of the spool and the rest of the material, so it bound up and wouldn't feed anymore. So she had to kind of back roll everything and get it freed up. And then from there, for the next 3.5, 4 hours, it printed flawlessly. So I've had that problem. The other problem I'm noticing is, so on the fine points of things, like this little guy's ears and his horns. I don't know how well you can see that. I can zoom in later or carry it up there. There's like a little bit of fuzz. I mean, I think I've cleaned a few little fuzzes off of it, but generally they're really smooth. They're very well executed. There's not nasty gunk or grime. I mean, you can hear the layers. The layering is beautiful. There's little inlet eyes. There's little inset eyes. Like everything except for where there was a support under his chin is a little rougher. Everything's really smooth. And then there's a silk version of the PLA you can get, which even it lays out even smoother. This is the bamboo material. With the Anycubic, through this sword and the main spike on his helmet, it gets choppy. It's very rough lay. The bottom, like a little over a little over a third, almost a half of his sword is very, is pretty smooth, pretty well laid out, and then it just gets kind of ugly. A lot of boogers if you're a welder. It's almost popcorny, but it's very rough lay up there in the finer stuff. The rest of his robe and everything looks great. There's lots of folds. It's really well done until you get like the chain. It actually looks like rusted with carbuncling on it. So the finer touches, the little horns around his helmet, you can see the quality difference between this material and this material. I mean, these quilted pieces are very smooth. They're bumped just like quilting, but it's a very smooth material, really good quality. So I think this is the last of the non-bamboo I'll be buying until I've done more research on quality of product. But super stoked, very happy with all of it, very pleased. I mean, even this little guy and all his little intricate parts there, for being the PLA, which is just kind of the base material, which isn't the smoothest, it's not the hardest, but it's definitely good stuff. I'm definitely not disappointed. And even with this, I'm not disappointed because, I mean, it's Sauron. He's supposed to be evil. It's supposed to be kind of rough, and I like the look of it. Plus, it's the first big print that I've pulled off. So yeah, this thing's freaking rad. Yeah, connects to your phone. I was getting alerts all day. I started a print and paused a print remotely throughout the weekend. I did that a couple of times. I did it today. I was monitoring this. It sends me alerts every time something is done. So I can start this thing, go inside, hang out with the fam, watch TV, have dinner, whatever, and I can pull up and see the progress of each of my builds. I can see if there's a problem. It'll alert me when it's done. It'll alert me when it pauses the system because there's a problem. It'll even tell me what the machine thinks is the problem. So the couple of times it jammed up, it gave me possible feed problems, possible jamming, back feeding. At one point it said spool is bound or back feeding is loaded or something. I saw a couple of problems, but I never had a problem with the bamboo filament. And again, if you're experienced out there, you're probably chuckling. Maybe you've done the same thing and had some subpar filament. So it's great on a curve. All right. So this thing's awesome. So right now I'm just babysitting this new print with new wire, and that way if it's got problems I can just be in here already. Super cool. Haven't noticed any odors. I don't know if you've been hearing it go off. It does, it's got some noise. I had it on my table here for the first day I had it, like full day. I just had things. I mean, this thing really hasn't shut down very much. It was off last night, not printing anything, but it's been printing all day, and it was printing all weekend. It was vibrating the table quite a bit because this is a table that will take a leaf. So, I mean, it's kind of old. So, I mean, you can kind of jiggle it. But when the table's vibrating a lot from when it's doing small or like fast filler, it'll vibrate quite a bit. So now I've got it over here on my big workbench, and it's quieter. There's less vibration because it can't really vibrate the whole stable table. Super cool. Like, I can't say enough fun things about it. I've been smiling and laughing all weekend at just some of the fun things that I found and some of the creative files I've seen. Every year at VBS, depending on the theme, well, not every year, but when there's a theme that they have them, they give us these bunch of little figurines because each day is themed. Now, you don't have to be into church to find this kind of amusing or fun, but every day is themed. And so last year being, ocean themed, there was like day one, it's about dolphins, and you learn about dolphins and then you equate it to the Bible. And there's these little dolphin figurines that were really cute, mass produced somewhere, that we would give to all the kids. And every day there was a figurine. Another day there was a crab, there was a puffer fish, like a lot of cool stuff, little seahorse. This year we're doing bugs, and we're going to be doing, it's called Magnify. So there's going to be really big bugs, and we got a lot of fun people building some big paper mache bugs and big lightning bugs with light bulbs and things. It's going to be really fun. But there wasn't any little figurines this year from the company that we order everything for VBS. So my wife had a fun idea of printing out all these little bugs to hand out to kids every day, because it's a really fun thing. Your kid, you want your kids to be excited about anything they're doing, whether it be, going to church or going on a field trip or going to school. Little kids want to be entertained, and who doesn't like free stuff? Who doesn't like swag? So I'm running a little butterfly print right now for with a couple of different colors, and so far it's looking really cool, and I haven't had any issues with any materials, knock on wood. So yeah, just kind of a figure I'd continue the video that I started the other day introducing it and kind of talk about it and my experiences with it. It is freaking awesome. I love this thing. I feel the same way about getting this as I did like when I got my first welder. You know, just welding everything, you know, just looking for pieces of metal to weld together. And that's kind of what this feels like. Plus I'm able to find, you know, just fun things that remind me of people and print up things, little gifts, little tokens to give to my family and friends. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Definitely looking through more files, trying to find more pages that have more downloads for different things. I'm looking for all kinds of stuff. Going to be starting to print up some from Second Amendment stands for when I'm standing my stuff. I've already found a few different RC files for different parts and brackets and things to all my, you know, my different machines that I've got, and working stand. Generally, like when I work on my bigger Traxxas trucks, I'm like stacking spare RC tires under it to hold the truck up while I take tires off, whatever. Because the bases can get kind of expensive, but I can 3D print bases now for that. I can 3D print different struts and different steering components. I'm going to start tinkering around with designing my own parts. I got a buddy of mine that's real big into archery, and I used to be, but who has time for that anymore? I have too many other hobbies. He's got some parts that he wants printed because he's a competitive archer, so there's something that he's been talking to me about. So yeah, I'm going to start trying to get into the world of CAD, which I've got very little experience in. Some in high school when I was designing like bridges and things for drafting class, but otherwise I haven't used CAD in 20 years. So who knows? It'll take a while. I'm kind of a basic caveman, but I'll get the stuff figured out. But anyways, the BAMBU is freaking awesome. I know a lot of people out there like their other brands. I'm not necessarily like a loyalist, but this is the only machine I've ever used. It's the only one I've ever been around. A friend of mine owns 4 of these things. Well, he owns 3 of the XC ones and then 1 of the PS ones, or P1S. As a PlayStation guy, it's funny. I keep calling it like a PS4 and stuff like that. So the P1S. But he owns several of these machines. Let's see. I think that print might be done. The machine's right there, but I'll look. Yep. 3D print success. Fun. So, yeah, got an alert. Here, I'll pull it out real quick. Didn't mean that to sound as a double entendre. And this is why the scraper comes in handy. One of the favorite things I've learned about this, because again, I went in blind, not knowing anything. These things poop. When they say everybody poops, even 3D printers poop. They shed material. Check that out, man. It's my little multicolored butterfly. And as long as it's printed properly, it's supposed to articulate so you can flap its little wings. Here, I'm going to bring some of this stuff up closer to the camera. This helper is way more helpful when I have a helper. So you got some orange, got some green. Come on, focus. So yeah, super cool. Very excited. Yeah, that came out really neat. I think the kids are gonna love stuff like this, and I can do different colors. But yeah, just a fun little thing to hand out. I think my wife's gonna really dig that. She loves butterflies. Yeah, the only problem is sometimes with the waste. So every time it filters out colors, I've got a few of these little blocks now from doing multicolored prints. The machine will start printing a lot with one color, go over, print with another color, and help kind of eject what's left of that last filament, and then go back to printing the new color. This little guy created, where did I put it? I'm not sure where I put it now. There was a giant brick of color that it burned. There it is. So this big, substantial brick of color, I mean, it's big enough for that guy to have as like a pedestal. But I'll show you this guy. I got super stoked. Can't wait for get some Iron Man colors. So full bendable knees, and he's got hips, and then elbows, ball joints. Yeah, you can pop them in half. There's his little seam. And his head articulates. Pop them off. A lot of cool prints. But like I said, that's a big brick of color. The cool thing is most of the files actually tell you how much percentage of waste you're going to get, and you can, if you know what you're doing, and if you go through and mess with it, you can actually adjust wall thickness, waste, things like that. You can really start fine tuning how much material each print is going to cost you in material. So, yeah, super cool, man. I couldn't be more excited. This is really fun stuff. And I just wanted to continue my video. I think I'll post this one as a completion, and then when I start getting into some other funner prints and some big stuff, I got some really cool stuff that I really want to do. I'll come back and post those. So thanks for hanging out. I'll have to get all this thrown together at some point and put it out there. Let me know what you think. Let me know, are you interested in this? Do you already have one? Is there some fun files you've already done? Yeah, let's talk about it. This is going to be super cool. If you like this, do the thumbs, leave comments, tell me how foolish I am, or how much you hate my stupid face. I don't care. So yeah, just get in. Let's talk about 3D printing, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to learn. If you got information, please share it. Forgive my ignorance if you know all about this and I've said something wrong or I've left something out. Please leave it in the comments so other people can learn about it, and let's share this. It's a really fun hobby I'm getting into. Not that I needed another one, but something I really would like to do. Yeah. So thanks for watching this. I'm Randy. Have a good one.